YouTube, what is up with y'all today? This is Neil Goodfella Neil coming through with a lived-in test, basically an update on the Nike Air Uptempo 95 after 2 weeks of wearing. I do feel like this provide a better review. I'm gonna do these a little bit more often, you know, especially on a little bit more lesser known shoes. You barely can even find any Uptempo 95 sneaker reviews at all, you know, or at least especially on like this Bulls colorway, but still just at all, because it's really just all gonna come down to the model really that they made this year. I don't think just a different colorway too much be different from the current colorway that I have. Now, one with like different materials, that might actually be worth talking about. So for example, Uptempo 95, the blue joint with that Nuggets colorway, the sky blue and the yellow, that has a patent leather around the mid panel, and those might actually you know, they might actually fit different to your feet or foot in 2 weeks time. You know, so the fit and everything, it just comes down to materials and how they retro something for that year, basically. So, okay. So 2 weeks ago, I got this joint right here, the Nike Air Uptempo 95 OG Chicago Bulls joint. Now they calling this the OG, but the OG parts on it is missing on it. I already went over it in the review, and basically this is just my review. At least in my perspective, my position of this sneaker, pros and cons, good and bad, all that stuff. So yeah, first thing first, after breaking it out the box, the comfort on it was definitely there, but don't expect ultra boost comfort, obviously. But comparing that now to like later, the sneakers do break in. Also, looking upon the sneaker, you do have creases and things around this area, and it's probably just a little too white to see. There we go. So you got creases around it. Now this is typical. I will say, since this was like my first, like, I want to call this my lived-in test, or my first 2 weeks actually rocking this constantly, like I'm talking about like every day, dude. Like I ain't even having like a different sneaker on, and it's weird actually rocking the sneakers like that, to be quite honest with you, especially with this being my first update test really officially for you guys, because I'm just so used to wearing multiple sneakers and then giving you guys like a sneaker rotation at the end. Now I do have sneaker rotations also in motion as well. Like I got some that just came out that I actually done like a week or so ago. So, you know, I've already had extra like sneaker rotations that I've done before that I meant to put out for you guys. But the only reason why I didn't put them out at that time was because either it was a particular video I was releasing that week that I just didn't want the sneaker rotation to overshadow. So, you know, I just I don't want to just oversaturate y'all guys with like back-to-back sneaker rotations. You know what I mean? I want to also still give you other content as well. So for the other people that do enjoy the content, and some people just watch just the sneaker rotations, and that's fine. But anyway, back into this. So after 2 weeks, the insole did break in and everything. Expect this beautiful white insole sock liner to get, you know, a little dingied up. Now I wear black socks, so I know it's bound to happen. I'm part of the black sock gang, so you know how that goes. More off into this. I did have to clean these. I cleaned these up maybe twice, and I just wore these casually. Go check the on foot too as well. Comfort on them after 2 weeks has gotten better. The creases in it, I don't too much care for all like that. It brought me back to the days of when I only had very few sneakers, like maybe 2 or 3. You know what I mean? And you have to, you know how it is. We all been through it before, when you subjected to having to wear one sneaker for like for like months on end time, you know, for the whole year or something like that. I was just like, man, like towards the end of this test and this trial, this trial run I did, this 2 week test, like I was starting to get tired of wearing these, and not in a bad way, but that's because like I enjoy the sneaker, nostalgic, all that stuff, and I like you know, I'll take a basketball sneaker any day for the most part, especially like the 90s and 80s and stuff. But think the only reason why I was tired of it wasn't necessarily the sneaker. I was actually tired of wearing it. Like I wanted to switch into something different because I'm used to switching in different kicks. But that's a first world problem. Other than that, though, elastic band still stayed true. Nothing too much different happened as far as wear. I'm not a heel drag person, so I don't really too much have to really worry about that. Again, the cleanup on this, I've maybe cleaned them up twice during that 2-week period. Usually it's just like little touch-ups. Obviously, with this being white, you're a little bit more accident prone. You're a little, you can see it's a little bit more visible. Little scuffs here and there. Not necessarily a scuff like one of them terrible ones that you need to get like the little paint for, but just something, little dirt marks here and there, which is typical when you're walking with white sneakers. Just a quick, easy wipe down. I also did a thorough clean at least once with the Jason mark. Also, too, this right here, expect this to get a little dingy as well. The elastic bands, hence why I don't too much wear a sneaker like that every day, or at least that has like white, particularly like white fabric. So with this elastic band, I can like this sneaker until the cows come home. But the truth is if I keep wearing them, these are going to start getting like a little bit more discolored quicker than they would if I wore these maybe like once or twice a week or something like that. So wearing them every day, expect that. Unless you get the other colorway with like the black and the red or whatever, but that it depends on the colorway you pick. The bad thing about this sneaker, I think the only bad thing was actually if you wear these for a long time, the creases on the panels up here, like I just mentioned, like that's the bad part to me. I mean, that's my only, I can see it being my only peeve with this sneaker, and I got them stuffed right now, so the creases really won't like matter or whatever. But like right here, the crease was starting to take place, and again, I have it stuffed with like a microfiber rag right now, but it was a crease coming along here while I was wearing it. Now, okay, now I know y'all probably saying, well, shoes is meant to be worn and blah blah blah, but that don't mean they gotta look like a disaster. And not every shoe can take a beating like a Jordan 1 or a Jordan 3 and look good afterwards. Not every sneaker looks good after being beaten or adding, too much character or overdoing it. It'll just look like a damn beater sneaker. You know what I mean? And that's the last thing I want the sneaker to look like. Now, I do welcome the character. I wear them casually. Man, if you're using this sneaker for anything else, man, plus wearing these casually, you might be, you might have to get a second pair just to keep on ice, just so you can rock them when, keep them clean or something like that. Because these, with the little synthetic leather, I hear a lot of people screaming about the real leather and they want better quality on things. I believe that the real leather will probably crease more. Now with this synthetic leather, the good thing about this kind of leather is that it doesn't crease like very quick, so real leather probably easy would have crease real bad, but the quality on it probably would have felt better. So it's always that up and down part, that good and bad, of course. Not too much else, anything different. When you got the nubuck right here, this doesn't really too much factor in as far as like the fit go, or as far as like wearing and breakdown. Now, again, like the ones I mentioned earlier in the video, the ones with the patent leather mid panel, the blue patent leather mid panel, look plasticky in pictures, but I believe that pair would, I believe that fit would be different. My experience with like having different fabrics and materials on the same exact sneaker, the fit is different completely. You can see this in like a Jordan 7. A Jordan 7 nubuck, a Jordan 7 with all just like the nubuck over it, fits completely different than maybe like an Olympic 7, which is like all leather or something like that. So the leather joints fit better. I mean, well, they fit longer or larger versus the nubuck joints like a Bordeaux 7, which probably might fit slightly slimmer, even in the same size. You can both get them in the size 10, for example, and there's a good chance just because of the material difference that the fit would change on them. So I believe that applies to most sneakers all across the board. So yeah, that's why I bring up that whole nubuck. So this right here, as long as it's like nubuck and you got the upper with the leather, you good to go. As far as sizing, I also mentioned it on my on feet that the sizing on this joint is true to size for the most part, because you got the elastic bands right here. Me, I want to have size down because I got a slim foot. Now, I hate giving size advice because everybody like different fits or whatever. I ain't editing none of this out. But everybody like different fits and all that stuff. So somebody might have a wide foot, but like a looser fit or more room in the sneaker. Somebody else might have a slim foot but want an exact size or something like that. Me personally, I like more so that snug fit. I want the sneaker to actually fit. I don't like that whole that bulky, boxy. Like the sneaker already looks bulky. I don't want it to like feel bulky on foot all like that. So now I did have the double lace. Got a little bit more extra lace than usual. And I don't even have the laces even tight or anything. It's basically like loose. So that's basically my update with this though, man. As far as the midsole, well, not the midsole, but the sole itself, as far as traction go, it's okay. I wouldn't necessarily, do anything extreme in these. Some people can possibly still hoop in these, but it is what it is. Derek Fisher did it. Derek Fisher PEs came out as well. The yellow and white colorway that he wore. He also wore the purple and white colorway. I think I also mentioned that in my past review as well. So let me know down below in the comments, just to round it off. I mean, would you guys cop after a 2-week release? After 2 weeks of walking in this, what do y'all think versus out the box to 2 weeks later? Now we all know most sneakers would probably break in. Some of them take longer, I will say that. Especially with an older sneaker like this, the break-in time was a little bit quicker. You also got a looser fit. Also kind of remind me a little bit of the Jordan 9, especially the Jordan 9 Chicago with the black mid panel just like this exactly. But this, yeah. Sock liner, as far as the sock liner in the inside, same thing. 2 weeks is not the longest time, but it's better than, you get a little bit more insight on where this sneaker is going to go if you obviously keep wearing it versus just pulling it out the box. I believe this gives a better review again. I believe that, we going to be wearing these sneakers for the long haul anyway. Some of these other guys might wear the sneaker once, then put it, might sell it or something like that and blah, blah, blah. By all means, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you buying what you like, copping what you like, and you actually plan on rocking a sneaker for the long haul, it's just kind of good to know if it's worth really like getting this sneaker for a certain price and blah, blah, blah. Some people would pay that the full-blown retail if the sneaker is, if the quality is there, if it actually lasts and stuff like that. And again, just to round this all off, the things I hate about this sneaker after wearing it after 2 weeks is the easy creasing right here. Man, I know creasing is going to happen eventually, but obviously since I've worn it straight for 2 weeks, it's gonna happen at a rapid rate. And a crease like near the toe box, I dislike that. And you also got the creasing along the midsole, which isn't too bad. That's typical. Break-in time is definitely pretty good. These didn't take too long to break in. The insole and everything, the whole air bubble, the technology and everything. It's just like, I wouldn't say Ultra Boost, but as far as basketball sneakers go and the age of this sneaker, I can see why someone would still probably hoop with this, or just rock it casually longer than usual, and also keep it in your rotation, man. We get so many sneakers and sneaker guys that or sneaker heads, whatever you want to say, that we get these sneakers, put them on the shelf, maybe wear them once and then we don't wear them anymore. But actually wearing them again and again, as far as comfort and everything, subconsciously you already know what you like and everything. Now, of course we can be pushed to rock certain sneakers that's not too comfortable because they look good. You know what I mean? So with this, I believe, at least on my rating scale, out of 10, I'll probably give these, as far as a longevity kind of like thing, in this particular colorway, I'll probably give it a strong 8 out of 10. Simply because, again, this white already laid out my reasons. This particular colorway, the white and all that stuff, kind of can get a little dingy, so do keep that detergent. You might want to keep that on lock as far as the sock liner go, or maybe the Jason Mark, whatever you use to clean your sneaker. And the white is more likely to get dirty. So I would just rock these casually, break them out maybe like once or twice a week if I really needed to like wear these. But that's basically it though, man. Rate, comment, and subscribe. What do y'all think of my first They Lived In episode? Now, I got more sneakers on the way. Well, I want to do more sneakers. I also got another pair I want to do that came out in like 2013. It's a Jordan. So, what do y'all think about it? Did y'all get anything from it? Can y'all add to it? Y'all got any questions? Yeah, and I just want to keep this going because I got more than enough sneakers to kind of like do anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.